So, in a democracy, whether you like it or not, there has to be some form of dissent. Alam mo sa demokrasya, you define democracy. Sabihin mo lang, it's a system of government without dissent. And that is not democracy at all. Ang essence ng democracy is kung may gusto mong sabihan karamihan, kisihuda kung 1,000 kayo, magsabi ito, at may isang tao lang magsabi, hindi tama yan. That is democracy. But kung magsabi that, hallelujah, that is dictatorship. Believe man tayo kay Marcos. No problem about it. Marcos is good. Give it to him, the honor. Marcos is excellent. Walang problema. We will agree para wala na lang gulo. Maupo po kayo. Medyo parang hindi kami nagkakaintindihan dito kanina pagdating ko. Because I thought all the while that the party, PDP, at this time would be ready to announce a senatorial slate. At least ilang yung tao na galing ng PDP na gustong tumakbo. Apparently, last minute discussion was that we are not ready to do that. Pero wala naman tayong pag-usapan. Wala naman akong ibibigay sa iyo ng pera. Wala man tayong pera. Maya na pag na-presidente uli ang PDP laban, ito, yung si Robin Padilla, alam niya kung paano gastusin ang peace and order, pati discretionary fund. Tuturuan ko siya. Yung legal na walang nakawan. It goes with the office. Ganun yan. Pabiro lang yan. Pero meron ang presidente. Kagaya ko, wala naman talaga akong pera, either as being mayor for so many years. Wala talaga. So, parang meron yung sa gobyerno at ang gobyerno naman hindi hangul eh. Hindi, ano ba sa hangul? Ano bang hangul sa Tagalog? Matakaw. Hindi matakaw. Meron talaga yung discretionary fund, pati yung those are for political expenses of a president or a mayor for that matter. Kasi yan man talaga ang nasa gobyerno. Whether you like it or not, otherwise, magnanakaw yung gago. Saan niya ibigay? Politiko yung the position itself is political. Now all you need to do is a meager amount to get into the office. Once what you are there, you have to dispense with so many problems of humanity, including expenses for election. But more of the money would go to itong mga social services. Baka akalain lang rin ninyo, hindi naman lahat na may pera. Walang pera sa ano. Mauubos talaga sa pangangailangan ng tao. Kasi hindi lahat na referrals na may sakit ito, sakit doon, merong karamihan yung most of the, kasi yung maipadala mo sa ospital, sa regional, sa provincial, madali yun. Ba't mo yung magpunta sa opisina mo tapos magpresenta ng resita ng cancer and other ailments na hindi available doon sa programa mo sa opisina for medical expenses, iyan ang mahirap. Kaya minsan, ang akala talaga ng karamihan, the perception is, baka akala nila talaga nagnanakaw yung mayor pati governor. As a matter of fact, ano yan sila yung ipit sa karamihan ng problema ng bayan na wala sa budget, either for social services or wala, out of the blue, mga cancer treatments, kung ano-ano, yung hindi makauwi na gustong umuwi, hindi mailagay mo sa budget yan eh. And even if you have the discretionary fund, now I tell you now because I am retired, nakikita naman nyo ang sitwasyon ko. Kung talagang may pera na pwede mong minahin mo man, dagdag ka pa. Baski may pera sa gobyerno, kung talagang if you want to solve the problem of humanity once you are in public office, kulang pa yan. Dagdag ka pa dyan. Pati na yung sweldo mo. Kasi government can only appropriate 300,000 discretionary fund, kung ano-ano. Specific yan. But outside yung hospitalization, assistance and all, pag hindi nakuha yan, yung medisina wala sa ospital, hindi nakukuha yan sa bulsa ng tao. And most of the cancer, gano'n, walang, basi kayo sa gobyerno matagal naman kayo. May mga line expenses ba nakalinya dyan for cancer patients for the second, third, and first? Wala. So yun ang karamihan ng tao. Hindi madali ang public office. Mas kaya nasabihin mo, magnakaw ka ng pera, mauubos na yan sa tulong ng tao. Kasi paglabas dyan sa budget, you're only limited for medical assistance. You cannot program the sickness or ailments of a community, for example, like Davao, kung ilan ang magkasakit ng cancer, kung ilan ang magkasakit ng ano-ano dyan, outside of yung flu, yung appendicitis, pwede mong sa regional office yan. But in most cases, yung lalapit sa iyo, yung wala maibigay sa lokal. Yan talaga ang problema. So, baski nasabihin mong gusto mo magnakaw, hindi, wala kang panahon magnakaw kasi kailangan ng tao. And if you want to stay in power, hindi ka naman pwede mag one term ko lang dyan, you have to distribute money. At pag wala na yung public funds at yung mga milyonaryo, then you have to shell out. Yun ang experience. Paniwala ako, galing ako dyan. I've been mayor for about almost 26 years. Yung presidente ako, kulang talaga. So, each time we meet would be a learning process for you sa lahat ninyo. Gustong umabot ng ano. Kasi naman ang karamihan dito, potentially, or ibig sabihin natin na, well, more or less those who are inclined towards public office. At makita naman ninyo, lahat ng nagsilbi ng mayor sa inyo, gobernador, naging multimillionaire ba sila pagkatapos? I mean, magprangka lahat on a practical side. Kita ba ninyo yung mayor ninyo may asyenda ng coconut plantation noon? It's always, well, of course, you go into public office to serve. And whatever money is there, aplenty. But walang opisina may sobra para nakawin mo. Unless yung ibang opisina. Pero on the level sa bugbugan sa day-to-day, yung walang mga accounting, ayaw ko na lang sabihin yung sita. I do not want to speculate. Alam na ninyo, yung hindi harap yung tao araw-araw. Pero yung mga opisina, mayor, and baski na hindi elected, walang araw-araw talagang mapipilitan kang magastos. So at the end of the day, yung masabi ninyo lang, bigyan ka ng 300, Bigyan ka 300, 400, half a million. Yun to, Davao City with a population of, I don't know ilan na ngayon. Bigyan mo ng 20, 25, 50 million. Kulang yan. Ilang ang population ng Davao? How big Davao is? Ilang tao na magkasakit dito na pwedeng pumunta ng doktor magpagamot? How many percent of the total population? Even sa lugar ninyo. Ilang tao lang ang pwedeng pumunta ng doktor para magbayad? So ilang porsyento ang mga tao dyan na wala talagang mapuntahan except to the politicians. Kaya hindi mo masisi yung tao. For tubig, takbo sa barangay captain yan, barangay captain tatakbo sa mayor, governor. Eskwelahan, tatakbo sa barangay captain yan, tatakbo sa mayor, deputy mayor, mayor, maghanap siya ng pera. Lahat na, no amount of money is ever enough unless masahol ka talaga ng tao na hayaan mo yung problema, magkalat na kayo dyan, magpakamatay kayo, bahala kayo sa sarili ninyo at hindi ka tumulong. And even then, baski na sabihin mo malalaman ng tao, malalaman ng probinsya at in the final days of your political life and your physical life, malaman ng tao kung magkano ang ninakaw o ginastos mo para sa bayan. May prepared speech ako, pero hindi ko babasahin. Wala to kasi puro aside from my strong belief in their capacity to legislate, I am confident that they will always have the best interest of the Filipinos and the country in mind. Do we have to discuss this? Anak ka na. Kung tatakbo ka, what are you there for? Kung tatakbo ka ng sweldo, tatakbo ka ng barangay captain, tatakbo ka ng mayor, ibig mo sabihin may plano ka na naputa paano magdakaw? Kung gano'n, you are one of a kind. Maganda lang kasi tignan ang mayor because of the privileges and the barangay captains. Mayor, governor, senator, lahat yan, people's money yan. And when I am called to Malacanang for a conference with the president, do not expect me to use money from my pocket. I have to charge it sa gobyerno. Pag sinabi ng gobyerno, no, we will not allow reimbursement, magnanakaw ka talaga. Bubulahan pa tayo dito. Ba't ubusin mo patay yung pera mo? Tumakbo ka nga para yumaman eh. Ang public office would pave a way for you to do legit. Legitimate lang. Kasi pag may influence ka na, pagaya ko, negosyo, you have the influence. Yung asawa ko, siyempre, talagang arat na magkakaroon ng pera kasi may mga anak na siya. So, they have the connection. You have now the connection. Yung mga panja na Manila, mga franchise makukuha mo. Those are the privileges of a politician. Pero kung sabihin mo magnanakaw, pero marami rin yan sila. Pero hindi lahat, I assure you. Yung iba, because it paves a way for opportunities for you to talk to people, and maybe kaya na sila magpasok sila dito and they would say that, Mayor, gusto mo yung isang franchise namin doon, then would just say, tanggapin ko yan pero wag dito sa siyudad ko. Maybe bigay niyo yung isang parang for delikadesa. Pwede man kunin mo yan. Sige, bigay mo sa akin. Total, legitimate yan eh. Pero siguro, delikadesa, sabihin mo na pwede mo bang ilagay natin yan sa South Cotabato? Akin. Pwede na ilagay natin sa Palawan para yung kita mo maubos doon sa kababiyahe mo para bantayan mo lang yung negosyo mo para hindi malugi. Parang ganun. Those are the anong tawag nito? Let me yung laro ng politics and the opportunities for politicians to uplift. Either you have the choice of nakaw, talagang you falsify documents or you invent projects or you maghingi ka ng pabor dyan sa mga nabigyan ka ng franchise dito, franchise doon. Meron ako. Nabigyan. Pero sabi ko, huwag dito sa syudad. When I was mayor, so, nabigyan kami, franchise. Ano ba naman ng franchise ng Pandesal, putang ina, pakialaman mo pa ba yan? Yun lang naman eh. Kasi kung gusto mong yumaman, huwag ka maghingi ng mga franchise, magnakaw ka na lang. Pero kung dahan-dahan lang, legit, the only thing there is you have the connection. Hindi naman influence, but the connection. And yung iba naman mag-offer na meron kaming, we intend to open up a branch in somewhere in Oriental. You might be interested to invest. Parang huwag lang dito sa siyudad mo kasi however you look at it, people would always think that there is something attached to the business na binigay sa iyo. Well, anyway, babasahin ko ba itong may naisip, matanda na talaga ako. Maganda yung nasa isip ko kanina papunta dito. Ang problema, magtataka ako kung bakit malayo. Malayo masyado sa downtown. Pati yung nag-travel ako dito, halos wala akong nasasalubong na sakyan. So sabi ko, paano ito mga delegado makauwi ngayon? Walang problema yung maganda kasi maraming mag-offer. Yung maganda pero matanda na. Sabagay, may maraming matatanda naman dito. Ito si Bato, medyo may edad. Wala nang buhok eh. Well, pero na lang. I am glad that nakita-kita tayo dito. Pero may talaga ako kanina. I had something gusto kong sabihin sa inyo. It's about yung paano mo i-separate yung temptation to make money. Okay man yan. Kasi pag mag-asawa ka na, magtapos na tayo ng high school, college, huwag mong sabihin na kung paganoon ka, 5 ang anak mo, paano mo suportahan sa sweldo yan? Ngayong iba, you have to, even if you're a politician, you have to have something extra. Hindi pwede yung sweldo mo. So yung magganon, marami yan. Maybe most of you will join government. Ito pala yung, itong government service. Fundamentally, it's not really something which would really be highly profitable. But if you are content with just the simple things in life, government service would be good. Now, hindi ako pupunta ng malayo. Total, tapos na rin ako. whether or not in your judgment I succeeded o nagnakaw ba ko o hindi, nasa inyo na yan eh. Hindi ko mapipilit. I cannot proclaim to the world that I was the most honest public official in the land. Nor would I say na ako yung pinakamaraming, alam mo, ang public service talaga. I started my career sa para makuha ninyo ang the essence of public office. I started as a special counsel sa prosecution's office. Yun yung pinakamababa. When I was appointed prosecutor 4, rose from the ranks 3-2. Hindi ako umabot ng 1 because inabot ako ng election and I became the vice mayor of Davao City. From then on, tuloy-tuloy na ako. I never lost an election. I became mayor for several, many times over. Naka 9 years ako plus another set of 9 years. Became a congressman and eventually I became president. Ang masabi ko sa public office na kung kontento ka lang, as you go along higher, it will improve your environment, your situation. Kasi medyo malaki yung pera eh. Makapag-aral ang mga anak mo. And kung maging politika ka, nasa politika ka, medyo marami kasi ang allowances and everything. Pwede ka makapagpadala ng anak mo sa Manila, aral sila doon. Pero kung sabihin mo na 10, hindi na kaya yan. 1 or 2 or 3, pwede ka makapag-aral lang. Just like my father. My father was governor for 3 years plus. Nakapag-aral kami, ako, pati yung kapatid ko. Yung iba, dito na. Lumalaki na kasi yung expenses. Bata pa kami, medyo kaya pa. Pero yung lumalaki kami, nag-asawa na, kailangan na ng tulong yung iba, medyo lumiit yung, so sila, dito na lang kayo. Kasi yung mga kapatid ninyo, may asawa na, kailangan ng tulong. You know, when you get to start in life, you are not that well off. Ang akin lang because from a prosecutor, I was lucky enough to be a mayor and then eventually president. Nung na presidente na ako, wala nang kasus kasi halos tapos na lahat eh. So yan lang ang maano ko sa inyo that maybe kung naisipan ninyo to join the public service, not politics, okay yan. Maganda. If you are sincere and you are really competent in your estimation na kaya mo, try it. Give it a try. Dito sa harap ko, marami na akong nakikita dito na sa politika na. And they're making good. Yung perception na wag ninyong disabuse the mind na yung mga politiko na sabihin mo na dyan sa politicians rather na nasa gobyerno. Meron, pero hindi lahat. It depends on the opportunity sa office. Lalo na yung walang accounting. You can get the money and spend it just like as if it is your own. And there is probably no strict audit or an accounting for that money. But kung ikaw matino ka, you will gawin mo lang yung tama. Ayaw ko nang mamalayo kasi wala akong maituro dito na hindi ko kilala kung anong history nila. But I started as a special counsel, prosecutor, then mayor, eventually diretso ako sa presidency. Nadumaan ako sa presidency. My life is an open book. kung saan ako nanggaling noong mayor pa ako, vice mayor pa ako, naging presidente ako, pagkatapos ko sa public service, nung fiscal pa ako, yung bahay ko sa Dunya Loisa, ganun na yun. Anyat nakapag-paaral ako sa kanila. Sa iba ko ng pera, ito, pinaaral ko sa San Beda kasi galing ako doon. Bingbong, Medialdia. College of Law, San Beda rin yan. Ito pa rin iba, dito ko na sa si Inday, dito lang yan. Ito sana kasi gusto kong kumuha ng law. Ang nangyari, common law lahat. So, hindi. Sabi ko, kumuha ka ng law. After a few years, common laws na lahat. Ganun talaga sa buhay. Ginusto ko man. O hindi mo makuha lahat. So, ganun lang ang short of relating to you what are the venets of life. Dito tayo, magkikita man tayo muli. It's a long way. Remember that lahat ng partido except PDP, nung nanalo si President Marcos, I am not saying anything against it. Maybe he's a very good tactician na nakuha niya lahat. Ang partido, he was able to gather everybody and everything at natunaw. Wala namang partido. Wala ka nang marinig na partidong no more. Except PDP. Ang PDP kasi hindi ito back up ng milyonaryo. Sa totoo lang yan ang ano dyan. Wala itong bata-bata na ito kandidato ka sa tobacco, ito kandidato ka ni no such thing. Ito kay Ramon ka, kay Lucio ka. Wala sa PDP yan. Wala talaga. I don't know sa order. Kami dito wala. And we never ever naghingi ng ako, kumpiyansa ako kasi malakas talaga ako sa Davao. I mean, starting from my father, he was, I said, governor for so many years. And Davao City was part of the one big province na lahat kami tao dito bubuto ng governor. So, walang yon. Walang question na may political stock na ako. Yung sa iba. Siguro, ibang istorya, ibang equation naman. So, yan ang alam mo, elections are coming in. Remember that lahat ng mga partido na pumunta kay Marcos, I'm not saying anything against it. It is good. It shows the markmanship, target ng ubusin kayo. Pero ang nagpaiwan kasi, ang talagang nagpaiwan, whether most vocal or in some places, silent. Pero nandito pa rin sa opposition, ang PDP. Yan. So, in a democracy, whether you like it or not, there has to be some form of dissent. Alam mo sa demokrasya, you define democracy. Sabihin mo lang, it's a system of government without dissent. And that is not democracy at all. Ang essence ng democracy is kung may gusto mong sabihan karamihan, kisihuda kung 1,000 kayo, magsabi ito, at may isang tao lang magsabi, Hindi tama yan. That is democracy. But kung magsabi that, hallelujah, that is dictatorship. Kaya kailangan tayo, nandito man tayo ngayon sa, hindi man tayo identified. Well, you had your headache. I was the president a few years ago, and I hope na nakatulong ako sa inyo personally. But if not, then I hope that you'd recognize my effort really to just run government in the most regular way. Huwag na yung extraordinary. Regular na lang tayo kasi yun naman ang kaya natin. So, nandito tayo uli. Nandoon lahat. Nandoon lahat ang partido. At alam ko matutunaw yan. At the end of Marcos' term, magre-regroup pa yan. Mag-aaway pa yan. While ang PDP, established na tayo, wala na tayong pag-aawayan. Yan ang totoo. At wala tayong sinusunod. Believe man tayo kay Marcos. No problem about it. Marcos is good. Give it to him, the honor. Marcos is excellent. Walang problema. We will agree para wala na lang gulo. Alangan. Pero, well, wala naman, as it is, wala namang masabi. Otherwise, I'd be the first really to shout. Yung wala namang abuso si Marcos na ano. For as long as he maintains his, yung ganong ugali niya, okay lang. I think that I can live with him. I can bed with him. But, wag lang yung kagaya noon na may mga abuso, then there is favoritism, lalo na sa military. Kung sino lang ang papasok ng gusto nila, military yun. Walang iba. Ayaw pakialaman ng mga gago. So, yung mga ganun. For as long as government is run in a regular way, wala man tayong problema. Ako, I don't have any qualms against Marcos. Serious enough for me to speak out and say, Mr. President, we do not agree with you. Mr. President, you are wrong. And Mr. President, you stop it. Kasi hindi na maganda sa bayan yan. I have not reached that point. But kung meron akong hindi nagustuhan, out of respect, hindi naman, it does not really would go into the core of governance na walang, hindi masyado abuso. Sinisekreto ko. Okay, sabi sa amo natin na alam mo, baka masobrahan. Ganon. Tutulong ako, pero in whispers, because hindi naman tayo sa oposisyon. But there has to be somebody on the opposite side. Ang tawag niya normally is opposition sa politika. Pero in a body politic, sa governance, in a democracy, kailangan talaga merong sa kabila. Because the checks and balance will come whether you like it or not. Because governance is not an easy thing. It's a gamot of so many things sa buhay ng Pilipino, ng isang community, country, na maraming problema, pasok-labas. And somebody has to attend to the problem, solve the problem, but then again, there has to be somebody which says that you are doing it right or you are doing it wrong. Because we have to protect the people of the Republic of the Philippines. Yeah. Yun naman ang role natin. Hindi ko natin masabi, Mr. President, Mr. Marcos, I do not agree with you. You correct yourself in 1 month, otherwise we go to the rebel side. Hindi po din ganun eh. Democracy is a checks and balances. So you check and you balance everything. And it is up to, nandiyan nga yung press freedom. What would carry the voices of yung administration, pati yung opposition, would be the freedom of the press as guaranteed. At importante talaga yung press. Whether sometimes they are biased or not, but you have to give them the highest of respect because they carry the voice of the people, whether it is in the minority or the popular side of things. That is how it works. Na ngayon, having said that, maraming malapit naman ang eleksyon, PDP is always, ewan ko kung bakit, pero maybe because hindi tayo nasanay sa pera. Ang PDP from the start, whether it was really intended o not intentional, ang PDP started talagang kantang poor boy. Wala masyadong pera, struggling, started from Cagayan. And may I just say in passing, bago ako makalimot, we were having that convention, I think, in Cagayan. The birthplace of PDP. Alam mo, pagpunta ka, alam mo kung sino lang pumunta doon na visible, recognized PDP leader? Girly Balaba. Ikaw lang. Siya lang. Doon ginawa yung PDP. It was hammered. Girl, magtindig ka, tinitinignan yung tao kung sino ka. Tumitindig ka, umarot ka pa kanila. Mag-i-eleksyon na. Nandiyan na sa kanto. Ang PDP, walang pera. Nag-umpisa ang PDP, walang pera. Hanggang ngayon, wala tayong backer. Walang pera. Kaya, ewan ko kung makauwi pa kayo, may pamasahe pa kayo pauwi. I do not even know if we can go home. Baka yung iba maglakad pa. And if you're planning to walk home, if it's just a few kilometers, sabihin na lang nyo at we will provide the transportation. Kung kayo naman malayo at wala talagang pera, join the party of the president. Sigurado yan. Ang ibig kong sabihin, what really I'm trying to drive at is, ang PDP talaga was founded by men run only prinsipyo. Hanggang ngayon, wala akong nakitang taong politiko dito sa Pilipinas na nagsabi, Mayor, pwede ba akong mag-join ng PDP? Always mag-gravitate yan doon sa presidente. But after that, kagaya ko na PDP ako, maraming nag-join. Masaya ako. Pero nung hindi na ako na presidente, iniwan na ako. Hindi na ako masaya. Ganon talaga. Pero yung mga tao na PDP noon at nagpaiwan hanggang ngayon, ang laki ng respeto ko sa inyo sumasagot. At kung sakali tatakbo man kayo, sabihin ninyo wala kay pera, we will raise the money. Kasi more or less, hindi tulong na under the table. Yung tulong na nagtayo ng mga, itong malalaking multinationals. Pwede man ako maghingi na sabihin na, sponsor lang ng isang merienda ng kandidato. O kung meron kang malaking budget dyan, maski 50 million, okay na yan. Tumutuloy itong yawa na ito. Sino ba may-ari nito? Ito, nagtike o... Amoy babae. May second floor siguro ito.